Since the start of the year, many food banks and pantries have reported a spike in need. That demand is especially high in Ohio, where the state's largest food bank says they're seeing an increase of 47%.
47%. Some economists worry it could be a sign of a pending recession. ABC's Alex Brachet with more from Columbus.
On Thursday mornings, this community kitchen in Southeast Columbus is humming. With the radio blasting, Della Smith and a handful of volunteers prep lunch. Fried chicken with a side of yams, a crowd favorite.
What's special about this place?
We make them feel welcome.
In a few hours, dozens will file in for a free warm meal. The community kitchen has operated here for decades. Its president, MJ McCleskey, tells me the demand has recently been on the rise.
The misconception that a lot of people carry is that it's only the homeless, that it's always the people that are on drugs and alcohol. We do see a large population of that. There's a lot of families that are working families that are in need of food. And they're not homeless, they're not couch surfing, they actually have a place.
On the west side of the city, the Mid-Ohio Market is seeing a similar trend. A line of people waiting to get in. From fresh fruit to frozen food, they can shop for free.
This feels like a supermarket. It's kind of the point. Organizers here say this is about removing the stigma associated with food insecurity, and it starts by making this feel like a grocery store.
This is where we met Kayla, checking people in.
Thank you.
Her personality is as bright as her hair.
Yep, go right over there.
Which matched her shirt, shoes, and nails.
I can help whoever's next. Some call me like too loud, like too out there, but I don't know, I just like making someone smile.
She already works from home and is a mom of 5, but she started volunteering about 3 months ago. On her first day here, she was telling her story to other volunteers, and they all had the same epiphany.
They were like, you need to shop. I didn't know that it was like that. It's not embarrassing. I feel like that's like the first reaction is like, I'm embarrassed to ask for help.
It's like that feeling, like let me just figure it out. It's the feeling of being judged.
Being judged,
The worry about being judged.
She says ultimately she did decide to shop twice in the last 3 months, and it's given her some much needed breathing room.
I can like rest my shoulders instead of being like, oh my God, what am I gonna do this month?
She's one of the new faces these kitchens and pantries see walking through their doors. The Mid-Ohio Food Collective and its partner agencies had the highest number of people walk through their doors in March this year, more than 141,000. Matt Habish is the CEO of the collective.
We're running 47% higher in 23 than we did, a year ago. And I thought it would drop after the pandemic, to all the things that have happened.
The Food Collective points to pandemic federal programs no longer available, like stimulus checks, child tax credits, and emergency SNAP benefits, which ended in March. And then there's inflation. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says the groceries are 23% more expensive now than at the start of the pandemic.
And I don't think there's any end in sight.
That's kind of worrisome, yeah?
It scares me to death.
Ohio State rural and urban policy expert Mark Partridge is also alarmed.
It's been a long time since we've seen this kind of pressure. In fact, you have to go back to the really early 1980s and the 1970s to see anything like this, with really rapid inflation, especially for food prices, wages not keeping up with inflation.
Some economists worry what's playing out in Ohio and other parts of the country could be an indicator for the health of the U.S. economy. As that plays out, these food banks and pantries say they'll be there, ready to help wherever they can.
We had to come to the pantry, and this is life-saving because I don't know what we would do. It's a game changer. It makes you realize you're no better than the next person. Thank you, Ohio Collective. Thank you.
So many people in need. Alex Brachet joins us now. And Alex, you mentioned expansion. As these food banks and pantries look to service those communities in Ohio, what are the steps they're taking to try to keep up with this demand?
Well, Eva, we're hearing a lot of them talk about expanding, right? The community kitchen mentioned in the piece. They're looking at another location, and even here at the Mid-Ohio Food Collective, they just purchased a 67,000 square foot facility. It actually used to be an old Kroger that they're in the process of now converting. That's how great they think this demand is.
Alex, speaking of grocery stores, the Mid-Ohio Food Market looked a lot like a grocery store. What's the thought behind that?
Well, DeMarco, I mean, you heard Kayla talk about that sense of embarrassment shopping at a food pantry. Well, that market it kind of eliminates some of that. And one organizer put it this way. He was like, look, if a pair of parents are bringing their kids to shop at this market, there's nothing that will tell that kid that their experience is any different than any other kid that they go to school with, giving mom and dad some much needed grace.
You're so right about that, Alex. It's important that you are there, that we are there, shining a spotlight on this problem. Alex Brachet, thank you very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.